What is up, YouTube, and welcome back. Today I have another awesome DIY for you guys. We're going to be doing the painted engine cover on the BMW F30. This is a really inexpensive mod and it's really easy to do. It takes 2 days, but that's simply because you have to let the paint cure. But I'm going to go ahead and show you exactly what you need to do, all the supplies you need to get this done. So if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and check out all my other DIY videos. We've got a lot of awesome content coming soon. Alright guys, so I just want to allay some of your concerns with painting a piece of your engine, whether it's going to be resistant to heat or not. So we're going to go ahead. I've had the car running for a half hour. I took it out to the store to get supplies. So we're going to go ahead and pop the hood, turn the car off, and we're going to go ahead and check the ambient temperature of the engine cover. One sec. Always got to do it twice. We're gonna go ahead and check the ambient temperature of the engine cover itself. Keep in mind, this is not the valve cover, this is the engine cover. So we're gonna go ahead and use a nifty infrared thermometer. We're gonna take a couple readings. As you can see here, the engine cover is reading about 110 degrees right now. And I want you guys to know that coolant temps and oil temps are obviously going to be much higher than your engine cover itself. We're using a paint today that is good for up to 200 degrees. And I want you guys to also keep in mind that BMW engineers have also basically engineered the engine cover with the idea that plastic melts at 212 degrees. So by painting this with an enamel paint that's resistant up to 200 degrees, you're gonna rest, you're gonna sleep all night knowing that it's not gonna drip onto your headers, your downpipe, any other concerns you guys have. So let's go ahead and get this puppy off and we'll clean it up. One more thing I want you guys to know: if you do open your oil distributor cap and you do notice smoke coming out of the oil catch itself, give your engine time to cool down so you don't hurt yourself, obviously. And you can also see the timing chain guide that's notorious on the BMW N20 and N26. I'm going to be doing a full video on my timing chain guide experience, so stay tuned for that, guys. But we're going to let this cool down a little bit and we're going to get right back to it. Alright guys, we're going to go ahead and get this engine cover off. Keep in mind, some model F30s, you may have a vacuum reservoir directly beneath the BMW logo on the left side of the engine cover. It'll be accompanied by 2 vacuum hoses, identical, you'll see on the left side. You want to go ahead and just lightly pull and remove those, and then there's 4 mounting points on the engine cover beneath. 1, 2, 3, and 4. They're rubber mounting bolts. What you do is just slightly lift from the front to the back, lift up the engine cover. If you do have a strut bar like I do, it's easier to remove this, but we're gonna go ahead and try to get it done with a pair of gloves. Alright guys, now here's the fun part. I always suggest when you're spraying with an aerosol can to put down a drop cloth. That way it kind of protects your garage floor. Mine's not finished yet, so I wouldn't rather worry about it, but I went ahead and got a drop cloth. It's $2.50 at Home Depot, and it'll save you a whole lot of hassle and a whole lot of mess. So we're going to go ahead and get this engine cover onto the drop cloth and get it prepped, cleaned, ready for paint. Alright guys, so we're going to give this engine cover a wipe down with a microfiber cloth and some water. I don't suggest using paper towels because that will leave paper fibers all over the engine, and that will kind of distort your paint while it's curing. So go ahead and get yourself a microfiber cloth, toss it in the wash once to get all the residual fibers off, and then you'll be good to go to clean this puppy up. Alright guys, now that we got the engine cover clean, including the sides and the nooks and crannies, we're going to go ahead and remove the roundel over here because we're going to be adding that on later. And then we're going to go ahead and elevate the engine cover on some bricks. I always suggest when using an aerosol spray can to elevate so that you don't get rebound from the aerosol particles off the surface of the floor onto, it just gives you on the side specifically a lot smoother finish. Alright guys, now that we've got the roundel off and the engine cover ready to go and prepped, we're going to head over to my detailing rack. and we're going to show you exactly what we're using today. We're going to be using a gloss protective white enamel. Like I said, this is good up to 200 degrees Fahrenheit, which is more than enough for the ambient engine cover. And that's going to be our base, which we're doing on today, which is day 1. We're going to let this cure over 24 hours. And then tomorrow we're going to be doing a combination of the Rust-Oleum engine enamel 500 degree for the lines. And then we're going to be doing the BMW M Performance stripe in the cerulean blue, the royal blue, and then the red. And these are all 200 degree high performance gloss enamel paints. And we're going to be going and using a set of small decorative brushes, which I'll show you when we get to that tomorrow, to complete the whole engine cover. So we're going to go ahead and take this, and we're going to go ahead and put a couple coats on the engine cover right now. Alright guys, now that we've got our engine cover up on the bricks and our gloss white enamel shaken, we're going to go ahead and do 5 coats over 1 hour, 2-minute coats, 10 minutes apart each, and then we're going to let it cure for 24 hours, and we'll get back and we'll do the details tomorrow. But we're going to want to just go ahead and apply nice, light, even coats. Alright guys, that's the end of day 1. We've got all 5 coats on the engine cover. I've got the space heater going because the temperatures have dropped. We want to keep it between 50 and 60 degrees. If it's warmer where you live, don't worry about that. But we want these 5 coats to cure, especially since the enamel paint is going in the engine bay. It'll be seeing those increased temperatures. So yeah, the 5 coats look good, and we'll be back tomorrow to do the fine detail painting. See that our paint is cured. It is day 3. I let the paint cure for 48 hours. And before we begin painting the letters, I just want to talk about brush sizes with you guys for a second. Because the letters on your engine cover are so small, I want you to go ahead and get a 2mm brush, a 3mm brush, and a 4mm brush. You can go ahead and get these at any of your craft stores. And then what I want you to do is go ahead and prepare some paint buckets. We're going to go ahead and spray the enamel paint into the buckets and dab with the brush, making sure you get a clean stroke on the letters in the engine cover. This will make sure you got no spillover on your beautiful white surface. It's going to make it a lot cleaner process for you guys. So we're going to go ahead and paint these letters now, and I'll catch up with you guys when we're done. Alright guys, one more thing. If you do mess up, don't worry, you could always touch up with the white, so make sure you keep some extra of that. Another thing is, you don't have to use the colors I'm using here. You can go ahead and use any color you want for a base and for the details. I would suggest just matching your brakes, or if you have colored paddle shifters, interior, whatever you have in your car, you're free to choose, and that's a cool thing. So we're going to go ahead and finish up the stripes, and then I'll put the cover back on the car after it cures and show you guys the full details in the end. Alright guys, it's day 4. Our engine cover has fully cured. We're being accompanied by this awful sun glare, but we're going to go ahead and reinstall the engine cover to the engine mounts, and I'll show you exactly how to do that right now. Alright, so guys, we are just going to reinstall exactly how we disinstalled the engine cover. As you can see, you've got 2 tabs directly back here, 1 and 2. That's going to slide right in, and then we've got these right here, if you can see, we've got these 2 ball hitches. We're going to go ahead and attach the nodes underneath the engine cover. They're going to sit directly right down onto those 2 hitches, and that's how we're going to be reinstalling the engine cover. Let's get this done. Alright guys, so we ran into some issues clearing the factory weather stripping to get the tabs in, so we're going to go ahead and remove my aftermarket Ultra Racing strut bar. This is just because I don't want to scratch the new finish on the engine cover. I want to do a nice and clean install, so we're going to go ahead and get that removed right now. One more thing guys, just a quick heads up, the strut mounts are a 16mm socket. For those of you that have the Ultra Racing strut bar, you're going to need a 16mm, so go ahead and get that out. If you haven't seen my video on the Ultra Racing strut bar, I highly recommend. I'll put that video link right up here. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and get this off so we can get this engine cover back on. Alright guys, there you have it. It's back on. I've got the nodes in, I've got the tabs in. You want to just give it a firm push. You want to make sure that the rear of the engine cover is flush with the weather stripping. We're going to go ahead and get the strut bar back on the strut mounts, tighten everything up, and then we'll get a final video of it. So there you guys have it. Took about 4 hours. Only cost about 38 bucks. But definitely, if you're gonna do this, use the brushes I described in this video. Take your time with the lettering, and definitely let the paint cure. I allowed 48 hours for the final cure of the paint. It's a hard enamel surface. Didn't scratch, didn't rub on the reinstall, and it looks great. I'm gonna take some more shots with my Sony. Definitely follow me on Instagram. I'll put my Instagram below, and you'll see more detailed shots of the final cover. And I'm gonna be doing a giveaway for 500 subscribers. Definitely something big, maybe a spoiler for an F30 or something like that. But that'll be in the next video, so stay tuned for that. Like I said, give this a thumbs up if you guys like this. I have a lot more DIY guides coming, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.